Sean Connery's hidden legacy, from Bond millions to family secrets revealed. High above the Mediterranean's azure waters, where ancient limestone meets cascading ivy and sunlight dances on weathered stone, stands a villa, silent now, yet once alive with the presence of legend. This is more than mere architecture. It is a vessel of memory, an intimate sanctuary where a final chapter unfolded, written in golden light and salt-kissed air. Far from the glare of spotlights and the thunder of applause, Sir Sean Connery, cinema's original secret agent, the proud Scotsman whose voice became synonymous with sophistication, chose this retreat as his haven from the world's relentless gaze. Golden rays glint off the turquoise pool, wrought iron railings shimmer in coastal breeze, and with each footstep across polished marble, his memory stirs anew. The hero who once outwitted international villains and toasted victory with vodka martinis found his truest peace among terraced gardens and ocean winds. But who was the man behind the legend? This is a journey beyond celebrity, past costume and acclaim, into the private world of Sean Connery. From this radiant French Riviera estate to his Scottish roots, from storied film sets to quiet evenings with loved ones, we seek the soul behind the silver screen icon. Welcome inside Sean Connery's magnificent Riviera sanctuary. Perched majestically on the limestone bluffs of Cap de Nice, this residence stands as a monument to refined tranquility. Known locally as Sean's Retreat, the estate wraps itself in ivy and history, nestled between sea breeze and contemplative silence. Famous once as the backdrop for his final Bond adventure, the villa now exists outside time, echoing only with Mediterranean wind and cherished recollections. Constructed in the romantic 1920s, this architectural masterpiece marries classic French elegance with sleek, modern simplicity. Sunlight bathes the saltwater infinity pool, which sparkles beneath azure skies as if striving to impress its celebrated former occupant. Ornate iron gates open to a winding cobblestone drive where the external world gradually recedes, replaced by an atmosphere of profound intimacy. This villa could belong only to someone who redefined cinematic style while treasuring personal solitude. Wrapped in warmth and geometric harmony, the residence features 5 spacious bedrooms, 3 elegant parlors, and a state-of-the-art fitness studio. Luxury here whispers rather than shouts. Every space breathes with restraint and the hushed reverence of coastal air. Upon entering through hand-carved doors, visitors encounter marble floors that reflect dancing sunlight, while graceful arched doorways beckon toward hidden chambers. A grand spiral staircase ascends like sculpture, complemented by a discreet glass elevator installed at the owner's specific request. Every room celebrates natural illumination, none more so than the stunning indoor pool, where floor-to-ceiling windows transform morning laps into luminous meditation. The living areas embrace comfort over ostentation. Muted earth tones, rich natural wood, and carefully curated abstract art speak of relaxation rather than display. Behind translucent glass doors, a private office opens onto a wraparound balcony where cerulean sky meets terracotta rooftops beyond swaying palm fronds. The master bedroom suite greets each dawn with gentle reverence. Here are crisp linens, open French windows, and an atmosphere of profound serenity. The adjoining bathroom epitomizes classical elegance, pristine marble surfaces, subtle striped wallpaper, and a deep soaking tub positioned to capture panoramic vistas. Every daily ritual here assumes poetic significance. Beyond the villa, meticulously landscaped gardens meander across 24 rolling acres. Mature palm trees sway in the perpetual Riviera breeze, while the circular infinity pool seems to merge seamlessly with the distant Mediterranean horizon. Connery often dined beneath centuries-old olive trees, surrounded by the intoxicating fragrances of jasmine, lavender, and maritime tranquility. This was never intended as a stage for public performance. It served as a refuge for contemplation and genuine peace. Here was a man who had traversed continents and conquered hearts worldwide, yet chose privacy as his ultimate luxury. In that deliberate choice, we encounter the authentic Connery, one who embraced quietude, discovered beauty in solitude, and cultivated an existence that ran infinitely deeper than any fictional character he portrayed on screen. Before the international fame, designer tuxedos, and prestigious awards, there existed a boy named Tommy, born in working-class Edinburgh on August 25, 1930. He grew up amid the smoky tenements of Fountainbridge, raised by parents who labored tirelessly yet loved without reservation. From these humble beginnings, his foundational values of discipline, integrity, and unshakable dignity took root. Slight of frame as a child, by early adulthood he had transformed into an imposing figure. Big Tam to neighborhood friends, a presence that transcended the ordinary, while remaining contentedly grounded in honest work. At 16, he enlisted in the Royal Navy, serving aboard HMS Formidable before stomach ailments forced his premature discharge. Returning to civilian life, he embraced various occupations: milk delivery, beach lifeguarding, coffin polishing, and famously posed for art students who described his physique as mythically proportioned. Yet, through every endeavor, he remained essentially Tommy at heart. Theater discovered him almost accidentally, thanks to his striking build and natural magnetism. Performing under footlights, an entirely new narrative began emerging. He started using Shaw among close friends, and gradually, stage by stage, audition by audition, Shaw Connery materialized, still unknown to the masses, yet unmistakably himself. From Edinburgh's gritty cobblestone streets to London's prestigious theaters, Connery struggled for every meaningful role, auditioning relentlessly, memorizing countless lines, living modestly in cramped quarters. There was always something magnetically compelling about his presence. He didn't simply recite dialogue, he inhabited characters completely. A supporting role alongside Hollywood luminaries in 1957 provided the first tantalizing glimpse of future stardom. Then, in 1962, everything changed irrevocably. Connery donned the iconic tuxedo, redefining the secret agent archetype for global cinema. His interpretation was simultaneously dangerous and debonair, mysterious and intensely charismatic. World audiences were instantaneously captivated by this rugged Scotsman who brought unprecedented authenticity to Fleming's literary creation. Each subsequent film, from Russia with Love, Goldfinger, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, and Diamonds Are Forever, cemented his legendary status. Yet this wasn't merely about suave sophistication. Connery demonstrated shrewd business acumen, negotiating profit participation deals that were revolutionary for their time. Even after officially departing the Bond franchise, its cultural shadow followed persistently. He returned for one final defiant performance, then boldly ventured into more challenging artistic territory. The man who would be king demanded gravitas and emotional depth. The Untouchables earned him an Academy Award. Indiana Jones brought paternal warmth and wit, while Finding Forrester revealed quiet wisdom and vulnerable humanity. Connery's distinctive voice and commanding presence transcended every script he touched. He played by personal principles, negotiated fiercely for creative control, and consistently resisted both studio pressure and the seductive lure of easy commercial success. His choices reflected artistic integrity over financial expedience. By the early 2000s, having achieved every conceivable accolade, Connery made his boldest decision: complete retirement from acting. At a 2006 Lifetime Achievement celebration, he declared his career officially finished, departing not with regret but absolute certainty. When Steven Spielberg personally approached him for additional Indiana Jones adventures, he cheerfully declined. Retirement is simply too much fun. He occasionally re-emerged, lending his iconic voice to projects holding personal significance, but had definitively turned from public spectacle toward private artistry and intimate relationships. There were no failed comeback attempts, just enduring influence on every subsequent Bond portrayal and Scottish cultural identity itself. His legacy transcends preserved film reels and industry honors. It lives in the unapologetically dignified manner he shaped his own destiny. When Connery passed peacefully in 2020 at age 90, he left behind not only worldwide fame and substantial fortune, but also an inspiring example of grace under pressure and unwavering persistence. He accumulated properties and treasures discreetly. His considerable wealth was never flaunted publicly, but invested with characteristic prudence. What endured most powerfully, however, was a profound love story. Two kindred spirits, Micheline and Shaw, meeting serendipitously and sharing decades of devoted partnership. She recognized the genuine soul behind manufactured mythology, while he discovered strength in her unwavering resolve and sophisticated intelligence. Their relationship weathered public scrutiny, cherished private victories, and remained unshakable until his final breath. She provided stability when fame threatened to consume identity, while he offered adventure when routine beckoned toward complacency. Together, they created a sanctuary where authenticity could flourish away from cameras and critics. On October 31, 2020, as Caribbean darkness enveloped his Bahamian retreat, Connery slipped peacefully into eternity, quietly, surrounded not by adoring fans, but by those he cherished most deeply. His final wishes were characteristically modest: cremation followed by ash scattering across his beloved Scottish Highlands. No grandiose memorials, no televised ceremonies, just a silent homecoming to the land that forged his character. The world mourned collectively. Tributes poured from every corner of entertainment and beyond. Yet those who knew him personally simply remembered a man of extraordinary talent, matched by genuine kindness. Awards and honors continued posthumously. Scotland's greatest cultural ambassador, Britain's most beloved export, an icon celebrated by fans and critics across generations and continents. Yet Connery would have probably smiled at such elaborate recognition, understanding that what mattered most was human connection rather than public approval. His wealth accumulated through wise investments and generous profit-sharing agreements reflected business acumen equal to acting ability. Properties spanning continents, from French Riviera magnificence to Caribbean serenity, testified to success earned through talent, determination, and strategic thinking. Today, when Mediterranean waves crash against those limestone cliffs, or when Bond's familiar theme swells over silver screens worldwide, the story endures, not merely of an exceptional actor, but of a complete human being who lived and loved according to personal principles rather than external expectations. The villa remains, windows catching morning light, gardens blooming in eternal cycles, pool reflecting sky and clouds in perpetual motion. Visitors occasionally glimpse what once was, a sanctuary where legend found peace, where celebrity discovered humanity, where a Scottish boy's dreams transformed into global inspiration. If this narrative has moved you, honor it by sharing its essential message, that true greatness lies not in seeking approval, but in maintaining authenticity, not in accumulating accolades, but in nurturing relationships, not in chasing immortality, but in living each day with purpose and dignity. Sir Sean Connery lived completely, loved deeply, and departed gracefully. His story, like sunlight on Mediterranean stone, like memory preserved in sacred spaces, will never fade from human consciousness. In choosing substance over spectacle, meaning over celebrity, and love over fame, he achieved the rarest form of immortality, becoming unforgettable not for what he possessed, but for who he truly was.